Traders, welcome to the stock review midweek as we head towards option expiry. This is Deckers Outdoor, a small stop out on this one. My accounts are regularly punctuated with small stop outs. As long as I get runners, I don't care. I literally don't care. You can't care about small stop outs, otherwise you can't trade. That looks, start to break to yesterday's low, and that one's Deckers is toast, but I've got small stop outs and I'm going to stand aside. Right, let's have a look at one that is working for me. HCA, a couple hundred points up in this one, and we have got in at 67.40. We're currently 65.40. And what I'm looking for is this one to continue lower, a little bit of a doji potential stopping bar. So I've ramped my stop up to, well, I say I've ramped my stop up, I've moved it to break even. I'm just going to sit there at break even at 67.40. I'm going to give it break even minus 10. So 67.50. Just above these two bars. I'm 2 bars back, but I'm 3 bars back, nearly 3 bars back. So I'm happy with that. Let's see if that can continue to drop. This is the last big move. So we're under the fib zone, and looks as if this works, if this continues, we should at least see 63. On HCA, let's look at some others. Let's look at RSG. I'm standing aside of that one. And KSS. I stood aside of this one, got this one wrong. I was waiting for this one and then it just ramped up. Now keep an eye on this. Because we're only coming into the top of the fib zone. This is a potential reversal zone up here. If you look at the price action around there, peaked above it a few times but keeps dropping. So we're making lower lows and even highs at the moment. So I need to stand aside of that one. Right, QCOM. It's a this time of year, the markets are deciding where they want to go, and so we're seeing some a little bit erratic moves. So I'm not trying to get too heavily committed one way or the other at the moment, but as you'll see in the main video, I am still suggesting this market could, certainly this week, could push higher. Now, if I'm right about options expiry, I think the selling will resume next week. So that's why I'm not engaging too much of this market at this stage. QCOM, I would leave alone. That looks as if it's found support down here, is pushing higher. Be interesting to see what that happens if it does return to that side. I am adding to the watch list here. I'm looking at Pandora. A lot of activity, a lot of news, a lot of press about this one at the moment. If we start to close above 26.50, 26.85, sorry, I would look to get long this one. In the meantime, that could just hit that resistance and drop lower, so I'm leaving it. Next, doesn't know what he wants to do, so I'm standing aside at the moment. It looks very hesitant up there, so I will leave it a little longer. So we are sitting above support just. Pop back under that and I'll look to get short. Nvidia, I'm waiting for a long. Back to this level here. This red line here is a key line in the sand. I'm looking to get long on that one after that big push, that big bar. MGM results. I am sitting tight. Wait, it looks as if it can't hold up at the moment, but I'm interested in that if that returns back to that resistance level. Ladbrokes, I'm actually looking for the long side of Ladbrokes if we can start closing above 130 and look as if there's some commitment in the buying area. ITV, I got short this one, got a little nervous about some pressure to the upside. I'm narrowly in this. I'm going to keep my stop above that 209 as originally planned. So I'm risking very little capital now, very little capital, because I got high. I like to get, if I'm going to get short in a mixed environment, I am going to get short high and hope that it pans out, of course. HL, Hargreaves Lansdown standing aside. It is an interesting area down here. If you look far left, so I want to see if that can find some. It might dip. Happy for that to dip back in. If we start dipping back in and pulling out again, then I will look for an OSW pattern on HL. HCA we talked about. Enzo is on my watch list. 2 or 3 buying days, then we're popping back down. I want to see if that can form a cluster down here and then start to push back up. Is that going to find institutional buyers down there and then push back up to these highs up here? I'll wait and see and then I'll report back. XCO is just not doing it, so it looks potentially rolling over, so I'm leaving it because we talked about ARM. So yeah, I'm not getting too committed to this market. As I said, I am being patient, extending my watch list. I don't think we talked about Whole Foods, and then going to start to increase my positions into next week once we've got options expiry out of the way. That I'm looking to see if that can pop out. I think I've got a lot. I say I've got quite a few stocks in the food sector because I think the food sector has been beaten up with extremely low grain prices in a very high yielding cycle this year. Crop reports yesterday reported very high yields, some of the highest yields in soybeans on record. So as we get in the back end of this year, I'll be looking to buy these dips and ride that out into next spring. So wait for that because I think that's going to be a pretty exciting sector. And Tyson Foods is another one that's on that list. Okay, that starts to close that gap and hold. Even if we start to move above this level here, we're holding above this level here. Continue to do so, and I will start to nibble on Tyson Foods. Alright, I'll keep an eye on that sector for you and report back soon. So the feedback is welcome. Alright, so my trading account for stocks is, in fact, I'm probably slightly underwater. I'll report back on that. But I've only got I've got a couple of small stop outs, and HCA is only just bringing me back to break even at the moment. But more on that later.